Okay, so this is your King of Kings speaking. My last day of freedom. And the thing I'd like to make clear is liars have nothing to offer. That's why they're liars. You understand? And so, if somebody is filling you with all kinds of great pompous ecclesiastical brilliances of joy and future conquests, if you just suck on my lies, is a fool, basically, a waste of time fool. The Bible used to call them false prophets. These are the last days. Human consciousness is shifting. You may not have noticed, but we have. So the thing is, either shift with it or get left behind like a pillar of salt. Again, to quote biblical texts. The source of humans' future is inner space, not outer space. You cannot reach outer space without mastering inner space first, not with any degree of alacrity and grace. And all of your current pundits are averse to this because it involves worshiping the truth as a new religion, if you will. We have the data to both intuitively and empirically determine truthful things now, like at no time in human history previous. But there's no nourishment to be found in lies, no real nourishment. Now, there are people who would argue with me about this. Many of them are demonocrants, we call them, in the United States, and sadly now in Europe as well. Those are people who've decided there is no God and have decided to seek their wisdom out of the essences of each other's flatulence. Okay, and tea leaves and gossip. And with this culmination of wisdoms, they approach the rule of my 7.7 billion children. I'm not real happy about this. The reason folks hate God is because they hate truth and they hate love. And we have a real success story with that buggery occurring on this planet today. Tomorrow I face jurists who are more than likely going to insist on their perversions reign over our truth. In fact, I'll be surprised if they give me any leave to speak at all. I'm going to ask them for half an hour of their time. They've used up 24 months of my life, 48 months, that's 4 years by their math, on a crime that never happened, by both the spirit and the letter and the intention of the law has been bastardized. Utterly, completely treasonously bastardized. I couldn't figure out why until 2 years ago. This is a 17-year-old thing. My daddy's estate was not worth $20-30 million, as I surmised. It was worth $2 to $4 billion. He never bragged about it. He never, I never asked because it wasn't my business. His business wasn't my business. So, Ontario, Canada court jurists are perverting themselves to hide their egregious theft application of jurisprudence in this case. This case will cause serious damage to the prosecution of jurisprudence in Ontario for about a week. And they feel my life is a fair price to pay for their comfort. Rather than having to look at the truth, they prefer to suck on their own lies. Now, this is not just isolated for me. This is what I'm trying to point out. This is why I'm using this as a case in point. We have this worldwide. This horseshit is being sucked in like mother's milk. That's what they train you to do in the Ivy League universities these days, not to think, but how to determine whose ass to suck. You don't need to have opinions of your own. The state will have them for you. Just ask Elon Musk. Here's the guy. The richest guy in the world can't take a cunt hair's width of criticism. It goes off the deep end. Like a teenage girl. I mean, this is what you've done to my men is also something I'm pissed off about. There's not a man standing these days. Every man out there that used to have a set of testicles, I would like to see show up someday. That would be nice too. Like, this is ridiculous. You've given up your God and you're trying to survive on your own dim-witted, insufferable, daily more dim-witted logic. Like, with every lie you speak, your brilliance grows dimmer until you become an obvious bundle of flumpness, like just one too low in Canada, like Joe Biden in the States, like Macron in France. He thinks he's Napoleon. He's going to conquer Russia. He's got Joe Biden's backing. Like Benjamin Netanyahu, he's got Joe Biden's backing too. I've been taking a look at what's supporting Joe Biden's back. And if I were Joe Biden, I'd be fucking worried. But he hasn't got the sense, nor do any of his helpers, because they can't see anything outside of their own ego trip and their own delusionary postulates that try to force as a reality into the rest of my world's throats. And I'm not happy. Sorry for the extra long rant today, kiddies. It's your King's